When we were young sisters, we'd come home in the summer. We would live there on porches and things.
We had these wonderful sun porches where we got to sleep at night because our Reverend Mother thought fresh air was good for us. And it was a lot of fresh air, but it was also a lot of fun and community building times.
We left our own homes and came to Indiana, to St. Mary's. Then Providence more or less became a community home. So we were connected to it with that kind of a spirit.
I remember the dormitories, and in the evening, you know, it was a long, hard day, and when I would get to the dormitory, I could pull the white curtains all around my bed to make my alcove. And it was quiet and cool, and it was kind of a sacred space for me.
This is the place where I stay and where I learn and where I become acquainted with what my congregation is going to tell me about it.
No matter where you lived, it was Providence, and that was a big thing to live in Providence.
The parlor was in Providence Convent, so we would, when we had visitors, we were called to the parlor, and that was something that was very special.
I think some of my favorite memories of Providence Hall were in the formation years. We were the last group really to enter the community into that building, and it had a lot of history and magic and mystery.
Well, I guess actually the special days in my life, like when I received the habit in the beautiful chapel there, and my first vows and my final vows.
We went to the big parlor and met Mother and Daddy there before we went into church for the reception of our habit.
I think the celebrations that we had were very memorable. Christmas in the big church and various meetings when the sisters would gather in the summertime.
And then we'd have all these gatherings for special events, feast days and special masses, and
get to see people that you hadn't seen like all year, meet your friends again.
we had tile hall where the general superiors were. And we were all very close to each one of them. And they would take turns with us at recreation times, and that was a fun time, as well as a spiritual time. And then they'd tell us about their own lives and how they came to community. I love the spaciousness of the halls in Providence, and especially Tile Hall on the south side of the building.
Tile Hall was always Tile Hall on all 3 floors.
Tile Hall was very spatial because it was off limits as far as the novitiate went.
You know, you had to get a permission to go down that way and go, but at times we'd, you know, look around, see if anyone was there and get to the office, one of the offices, for some excuse, you know. There's a slate stairs there that has wrought iron designs in it and beautiful oak banister curving down.
Unique woodworking, not just all of the windows and the doors, and even on the stairways, the little railings, very delicate and very artistic.
And at the top of the first landing, there's a group picture of the Holy Family, and that was always an inspiration to me.
When they built the building, they did not have machinery and lifts, and you wonder how they ever made those thick walls and 3 or 4 stories of them.
Oh, all the rooms were, they're just special. Some of the unique, as I said, you know, some rooms had fireplaces in and little things that you wouldn't find in an ordinary home building. This was just a grand old house.